Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
This is James Elder for iPhone TV in association with Matt and Jim Mabad. With me I've got British champion Scott CARDLE. We're in Scotland, Glasgow, ahead of the big fight. Ricky Burns defending against RELIKH. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good pal, yeah. I'm glad to be back up in Glasgow. Defending my title up here, so it's a big occasion.
You're in against Kevin Hooper. I know you know Kev a little bit, you sparred him in the past. Really, as you said in the press conference, you need a big performance sort of here today. Do you feel that's a fair statement?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Obviously the pressure's on me, and pressure is a privilege at the end of the day. I've got but for me, like, obviously I'm as good as my last few performances, and for me they haven't been good enough, so I do want to perform on Friday night. I want to show myself, and obviously in front of the Glasgow crowd I want to put a show on.
Obviously, your last couple of performances, 2 of them you were sort of defending in Liverpool, taking it to sort of the challenger's hometown, if you like, in Mashadod. How does it feel to sort of have this semi-home advantage back in Glasgow?
Yeah, well, like I said in the press conference, I'm proud to be from Lytham, don't get me wrong, I'm proud of my hometown, but the blood that runs through me is fully Glaswegian, and I'm over the moon to be defending my title. And yeah, a positive environment, I think it is. Obviously, I fought in Sean Dawes' backyard twice in my first 2 defences. Both great fights to watch, but for me, my performance wasn't good enough. And at the end of the day, that's got a lot to do with the fight I was up against. And it's just one of them. I've got a point to prove now for myself, if anything. And I just want to show myself on the night.
Kevin Hooper's got a good record. He's obviously been in with some good people and put together a good string of results as well. What do you know about Kevin as a fighter? I
don't know too much, to be fair. I watched a bit of his fights. I've sparred him a good 2 or 3 years ago, and he gave me a tough spar. He gave me a really tough spar, so I'm expecting a tough fight. What I do know is when he's stepped up a level and he's fought these good kids, he's come short. So I want to keep that tradition alive, really.
This will be your 3rd defence of the British title. Because you've had that one draw, what happens if you win? Is this for the keeps of the title, or do you have to go one more time?
Well, let's hope so, but I'm still yet to find out. Don't know for sure if it is for keeps, but at the end of the day, a defence is a defence, and I've got a job to do, so I've got to keep that belt no matter what.
If you are successful, are you going to be looking at maybe pushing onto European level next, or is it a case of seeing sort of what's available?
Well, I've said in the past that I've got aspirations to go further than this. I feel like this is Kevin Hooper's cup final, you know what I mean? It's do or die at the end of the day, so I feel like I want to do more, I want to go further, but the first thing I want to do is win that belt outright. So there's no shortcuts to world level. There's no shortcuts to European level. I just want to do what's right for me, and I think that's winning this belt outright first, and then moving on to bigger things.
It's been a tough time for boxing, especially here in Scotland last week with Mike Tow's complete unfortunate circumstances in surrounding his passing away, and we've seen the boxing community pulling together. Does things like this affect you, and how has it sort of played on your mind since what has happened?
Well, obviously it affects everyone. It affects us all, like, in the boxing community. It's a horrible thing to think about, like going into the ring and not being able to come out. It's terrible. At the end of the day, I feel like my camp's gone right and everything's gone right. There's been no complaints. Obviously poor Mike was complaining about headaches before that, and apparently there was weight problems and that, and it's just that is the hard ache of this sport, and that's how brutal this sport can be. So it's obviously God bless Mike's family and loved ones, and I just hope they're all obviously, no doubt they're all grieving, but it's just one of them things. And Mike's got obviously the boxing community behind him and behind his family, and I wish them all the best.
We've seen obviously Ricky Hatton leading the sort of way in getting donations going, which is fantastic, because sometimes it takes someone of his stature to get the ball rolling and get people moving and included, if you know what I mean.
Well, definitely, yeah. Ricky, as we all know, he's a massive profile in the sport, and he's well known at the end of the day. So for him to get the ball rolling with the donations and just raising awareness about it really was incredible. And the money they've raised for that alone is something else. But that just shows you what boxing's all about. It's not this brutal sport that everyone thinks it is. There is feelings behind it. There's a lot of heart in this game, and it's good to see a lot of boxers chipping in.
Let's talk a little bit about the main event. WBA Super Champion Ricky Burns defending against RELIKH. Not many people know much about RELIKH. Looking at his record, he seems to be quite a ferocious puncher. What do you make of him, and what have you seen of him before this?
I'll be honest, I've never seen anything of Kirill. I've heard some good things. Obviously, he just trains down the road from me. Like, he trains in Manchester. I'm in Bolton, so I've been hearing he's been sparring well, and been hearing from different camps he's been looking good. So I'm expecting a tough fight for Ricky, but I'm fully confident Ricky's going to keep it in Glasgow.
The fact that Broner potentially coming over as well to look at Ricky Burns, another added bonus, but added pressure as well on Ricky's shoulders.
Definitely. Yeah, well, obviously Ricky's known this fight could happen in the past, and obviously it's a carrot. Don't get me wrong, but he's got a job to do, and obviously he's got a job to do in front of Broner and shake him up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because Broner's far from unbeatable. You know what I mean? He's shown enough flaws in his career so far that Ricky could expose really. So end of the day, Ricky's got to put a job on, and he knows that. He's got to put a show on Friday night, and then he can move on from there.
Very important night for yourself, as we spoke about. Expecting a big performance from yourself. Thank you for talking to our full TV. Look forward to a great fight between you and Kevin Hooper, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, pal.
Top man,
Cheers.
thanks, Scott.